So these are the top fails of 2021 for the element, all right? We are not by any means experts. We have a lot of experiences, and these are some of our lessers. A lot of these are funny. Some of them are kind of serious, particularly Hunter's a real serious guy. So we're going to see how bad it gets.
Seriously cool. Here we go. So we're starting off. This is you rattling.
In Kansas. Apparently it's a fail how I rattle according to YouTube experts.
Do you see the deer right here?
No. I'm looking into oblivion. Just for the camera.
Look, it's angling down.
Oh, maybe I do.
I don't know if he's gonna make it to us or
You look
not.
tired.
He acts like he's headed
I
this
am.
way.
Eric and I have been talking about Kevin Gates or something right here. In there.
Is he related to Bill Gates? Oh my.
He's coming right here.
So this buck's
He's mad right there, dude.
yeah. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was.
We just found this out too, right?
Yeah. Fail. Oh, oh, that's how you know it's a fail?
Yep. Mainly
what-
the footage was a fail.
The big, burn. So the thing is, we set up to try to hunt deer that were 180 degrees of where this buck came from. So pretty much blew my wind right at the deer and was hoping that he would just drop in there. Yeah, see that big drop time?
Well, we just got smelt up by a 140s deer with a drop
Actually,
time.
that
That was a fail
160.
too.
Yeah.
That hurts real bad.
Fail on the
Scoring.
But out here on the plains, you don't know what direction they're gonna come from. That sucker came from it, like the worst spot. But now we at least know kind of a direction to travel. If we want to go do this again some other morning, then maybe we need to set up down there, kind of further down in the ditch as opposed to
so we can mess it up at a different place.
But the morning's far from over, so there's a good chance that we have another encounter.
Why was it the worst place? Was he coming downwind?
Yeah, because he came exactly the wrong direction.
You just didn't expect him to come there, or a deer to come from that direction, I guess.
Yeah, just from previous experiences,
Yeah.
thought they were going to come from a
So
different
this is actually October, but we do like to call this Christmas.
There's actually a couple Christmases in the year. I don't know if y'all know that or not.
Yeah, there's one in October. There is one in November too.
One in
I don't know if
November.
you knew that.
Yeah. There's one in February.
This is our good friend Chris. He's been doing some stuff with us, or started last year doing some video stuff. Super talented videographer, super nice guy. There he is right there, grunting away at these deer, trying to make them come in the bright sunshine. Chris killed a really big deer this year, actually.
He did. Is that? Well, we'll see.
So I don't know if y'all caught it, but I actually killed a deer on the same morning. So I kind of interjected that into the storyline here. But
That's a big buck.
Chris is about to get his shot same morning, almost same time.
You know it's close whenever like you can hear them making noise.
Crackling, yeah.
He's rattling there.
Dude, he's definitely rattling. He's actually rattled. Chris, I love you.
The morning before this, Chris and I had set up in the same tree and got smelt up in a very similar situation, but this wind is better for the tree.
The sun was not.
Sun was pretty bad.
This is a self-filming thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of self-filming fails in this, actually.
Yeah. Thankfully, there's like a crop in here or something, I think.
Yeah, I do a replay, I think. Look at that arrow. Shaky.
Yeah.
It's good, man. Got it back easy.
Yeah. Strong man.
Oh. You hear that rattle?
I think he's got a loose tip on that.
Okay.
That's
thought
really
maybe
what it
his
sounds like.
Yeah, it does to me
expandable came
too.
open. I didn't know.
Was he
Is that-
shooting expandable?
He's shooting a sever, I think.
It sounded to me like it wasn't screwed in all the way or something.
Yeah.
Those things will come
You get that a
unscrewed.
lot from a field tip.
Hopefully he wasn't shooting one of those.
So this
Hopefully
deer,
it wasn't
yeah, for real, that'd be illegal. So the deer actually came back around, and he just wasn't able to get knocked on and shot again. But here's the replay.
It's it went clean over his back, and he never got out.
Actually, it's pretty cool footage when you zoom in like that, crop in. So there they are leaving.
Just a buck fest.
I know, man. Oh, is this Colorado?
Oh, Tyler
I think
Jones.
this is Colorado. We had a couple fails in Colorado.
Just saw a buck chasing. Looked like a good buck, like a 10 point, best I could tell. Had a bunch of times. Back down here.
So we had seen this deer early.
Time for deer to start getting up.
And we were hunting. This is what we were hunting. I showed you this on the maps yesterday, KC. There's a crossing. You can see the dead tree had fallen on the fence, and they were crossing right there where that deer came across. You see the trail that are going all different directions right there. So I was hunting that, but I had shots back behind me too, so I had options. I knew that, and then I end up rattling here.
We got them coming in.
Yeah, that's how they do it. That's how they do it. Yeah, I was calling geese in right there.
About 150 yards.
But I do think that I might have rattled deer in here because I end up having some deer come in just a second. You'll see. So he's following does actually, kind of. Not necessarily on their heels, but like these does are down here and the wind is blowing almost right at them. Not quite. Not yet, at least. This is a young buck, but I was fitting to shoot him for sure.
Shoot that deer in my states. It's a big deer.
He could die tomorrow of something else.
That's right. And I've been hunting a long time in Colorado. He's at like 70 right there. There's the does. My wind is, you see that fence line, my wind is blowing on the right side of that fence line right there pretty much. And I think I'm not sure, but I think I rattled, and I think these does came to the downwind side of where they heard rattling. I think the whole group worked that way. Maybe. That's a potential thing that happened. So he's looking at those does right there, just chilling.
They're being weird?
Now they're getting weird. You can see him getting kind of like, what's over there? Because they smell us. They get far enough across that fence that they smell us. And I was just like,
if he'd have been more aggressive, he could have just pushed him through.
yeah, yeah.
Lots of fails involving wind.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It is weird.
There they go.
The white flag of failure right there for
Man,
sure.
you ain't lying.
I should put my water up here.
Yep.
Oh no, me again.
Here we go, Casey. It's your turn.
I don't even mind. This is so cool.
Yeah, this is really not. There's not a whole lot we could have done here.
Could have been shooting.
So as we're stalking up on this deer that you guys had bedded, and these does that are with him bedded, we had this weirdo like spike come across the open country.
Look at that giant.
And he sees us, and he was coming into this group. Had no clue they were there. I don't think. He was just cruising and ends up seeing us and then getting weird and causing a commotion. All these deer jump up and we're like 90 yards away. We were fixing to kill this deer, dude.
My plan was to get to that fence line and be able to shoot him. What you're seeing on the right is the decoy and the giant buck that's literally pushing 170. Is just looking at the decoy, looking at his does.
That metal lark, that's cool, man.
What's the tactic with the one antler decoy? Is that just another
probably
trail?
couldn't find the other one. There's the thing they say about them being less threatening. Right. Now watch. He's about to take a step.
He's getting weird.
He's
dude.
thinking about it, dude. See it? Like, that's a Bucky move right there.
Just nose down.
He's
Chasing them does.
ticked. Tyler can't see any of this, I don't think. I think he's just... No, you're filming, but like you're holding the decoy weird. Like,
I was holding the decoy in one hand and the camera in the other, so you know it's a little bit unstable.
I think you were just pointing the camera at the deer, like you couldn't see the viewfinder. Could you see it?
Yeah, I had him. It was just like, it was really cold, and I'm holding both things up, and it's getting real tiring.
There's still a doe laying down over here. Like, they're not spooked all the way.
It's weird, man.
Just that spike.
Spike messed the whole thing up, dude.
Had him at 85 right there, arranged him, and decided that wasn't the thing to do.
That's a tough decision, though, I guarantee.
It was, dude. He
Uh,
ain't 85 no more. He's on out there, right there. And then he got big buck smart.
Yeah, he started getting to our wind over there. About to.
Our wind's pretty good right now.
I think our wind was going almost 90 to him right now, just a little bit closer than 90. But he's working down that way, you know.
Yeah, he gets it somewhere over in there. And then the whole time Eric's filming and he's like, shoot, because he can't tell like the perspective.
It looks like we're 20 yards from him, you know.
Oh, good. I'm so glad
Chapter
that this
4
part came up.
This old hunter right here.
If there is something I have a big part in, fails is it.
This is Texas public land, right?
Oh, 100%.
Oh my.
Okay, so this deer's like all up in your business all of a sudden. What happened here?
So I was focused with the camera and getting some just B-roll footage of that smaller buck. And he stopped walking and I continued to hear footsteps. I look and this deer is already halfway through my shooting holes, my lanes, and you know, at 32 yards right there. So it was real tough. And once he got past my hole, I shouldn't have even moved. I should have just sat there and just got really good footage of him. But I thought there might be a chance he would come back or loop around. So I was messing with my bow and making some shaky footage.
Dude, he and I can say this too, like for people that don't know, like when you first see this deer on video, Hunter's already spent, you know, 10 seconds to 60 seconds probably trying to get the camera ready and going. That's just what it is, you know what I mean? Like when you self-film, when you see the deer, it's another minute at, you know, a lot of times before you even get the camera on him. So you know, when you kind of sell out to videoing your stuff and being, you know, a self-filmer, you end up missing opportunities like giant Texas public land deer.
That's a dark chocolate horn deer that you don't see many of those.
Look at them hawks, dude. All the way down the leg, it's black.
Yep.
And he's just working a scrape there. Did you ever go look at that scrape?
No, I didn't get close to it.
I was just wondering how
I should have
intense
moved.
it was.
I should have moved up 20 yards where I could shoot the scrape.
I just wonder if it's like a scrape that's there all year, you know, or not.
It's hard to move trees when you're having success in a tree. You know, if you're having big bucks come by daily.
So you grunt it at him, try to get him. He freaks out because he's like, there ain't a deer over there.
I guess. Which he came from a different direction. He almost
pretty late in the year here, right?
Yeah,
How far is he right there?
13th. Right there, he's probably 45.
Yeah, he just can see that far is all. He knows.
And he, you know, just too close to grunt.
It's so hard, and it's so hard because you're like, if it gets far enough away, he's gonna not be interested, you know.
Yep. And that was the end of those shots for that day. That bring on the sickness,
dude. This is Texas classic stuff. Like, you are gonna have a deer that's like 50 yards that you can barely even see, you know.
And he's working a scrape and grunt at him, and he just, there he is a week later on the morning I thought he was going to be there. He just left that spot at 18, no, I'm sorry, that spot was at 30 yards.
That was your hole?
Yep.
Yep.
And he got through it too fast.
Yeah,
and now
you're self-filming.
Yeah, because I was self-filming, and I had him at 18. I had him in this hole. So that's what's funny is I had him in this hole right here.
The same location here?
Same tree, same spot, same hole.
This is a good deer, but not quite the same caliber.
Not quite as good, but happy to take him home.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't let me, though.
Man. What was he thinking?
I don't know.
He was...
This morning?
Was not thinking. Morning,
Yeah.
about 9:30.
Ooh. How far?
32.
32.
Miss a deer any closer,
That's a bad range,
you kill
dude.
him.
So you can see that deer freaks out when you grunt stop him. He's like, he should duck the arrow, right?
Yes, when I drew, I expected that deer to be fully alert and drop 4 to 6 inches.
Yeah.
Because I mean, 30's dangerous.
Oh yeah. And he didn't do anything.
He did not move until that arrow passed under him.
Cry, dude.
And then this is the same evening. So I cried during lunch. Got this, you know, now I've had my 3rd big buck encounter for the day. And I just can't wait to mess this one up too.
This is one of the ones we were talking about where like it's still a fail, but a little bit more serious, right?
Yeah.
It's just kind of stinks, man. But after just seeing how many deer you were on, you know, and just I don't know, it's a weird thing. It's a good spot though.
Dude, I
It's
love
definitely
Might
a
have to
tree to
put a pin
mark.
there.
I love the like dark brow, not brow tines, but the brow of this deer. Those like, you know, that's
The burr around
yeah,
them.
It's like kind of a southern deer a lot of times. I mean, they do it up north too, but it's kind of a cool thing. This deer looks heavy, dude.
Mm-hmm. I actually got to, I saw him further out than any other deer. Those other deer got in on me real close.
Yeah.
And
Well, when you
taught me a
stick it in.
lesson really quick.
Yeah.
And then, luckily I was sitting there.
You should have just slept in on those mornings.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't have had to worry about, you know, missing.
Just been refreshed and came and
That's
killed
right.
this deer
Yep.
in the evening.
Yeah.
And not worried about my misses that morning.
Yep.
So he gets, the hardest part is, we're watching it from this angle.
I hear this draw.
In person, it's a totally different
Yeah.
angle.
Oh, for sure. I can tell that for sure.
The camera's probably 2 foot to my right. And I'm trying to elbow it over.
With your toe.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So you can hear it hit. It hits him, and we're
That was
still not
solid.
really sure. That's kind of a slow-mo look at it. I mean, you just can't tell. Like, it looks like almost like it might have hit ribs going in.
The
and
back
just-
of the ribs
yeah.
angled. And
I know we looked for that deer for a while, and just couldn't. Like you spent like 2 days looking for that
I did.
deer, right?
I did.
And me and Eric went down there to help you the night that you shot him. We found pretty good blood, and it just completely died out until we had no lights, no batteries left in our lights. I mean, late night, we had to leave the next morning, so you kept on after it, and then just never found him. And the footage, because it's so wide, we just weren't able to really tell like where it hit or anything else about it. And so it's one of those situations, like Casey said, it's not fun. It's kind of the reality of hunting that happens sometimes, but it's a you know, it's an unfortunate thing, you know. And if we hadn't been filming, we might not even, you know, have a clue which direction. I mean, you just never know. Filming helps usually, but
Yeah,
shouldn't
it
have
does.
a lot. So anyway,
And from that perspective, like the camera's perspective, when I let go of that arrow, I was totally confident
Yeah.
in his position, where he was at, the yardage, and his whole posture and attitude.
Yeah,
I mean, he wasn't alert, and given that chance again,
yeah, you feel good about it.
I did.
It looks because of the camera angle, it looks more hard quarter, I think, than it actually is. But it's, I mean, you're a good shooter. So in Colorado again, fail number 2. So heading in here, getting crunk.
Looking at your compass.
All right, so we felt pretty good about it. We put a pin, we dropped a pin on a tree, and thought it might be good, and it was. The only thing is, I had long shots from this tree. Well, I had long shots to the downwind side, and so I was a little bit worried about like, and that's the side I kind of expected deer to come to, but I didn't have a tree to set up in on the downwind side of this tree, basically.
We just saw a big buck. Didn't get footage of him, but he bedded back down. I'm trying to decide what to do. I'm trying to decide if I should go ahead and be aggressive, get over there, and let Eric rattle from here.
A little windy that day?
Buck on the ground.
Tends to be
Sounds like a
windy.
really low odd situation.
November 17th or something.
Most of the time you're rattling from the ground.
So you can see me glassing him, and then I actually saw this deer before Eric was even in the tree, and had seen him standing up from a bed, you know, and I had to actually finish the rest of my setup while he was, you know, standing up or whatever. He finally sits back down. We're in the tree. I'm gonna go over here, let Eric rattle, see if he'll come to Eric to give me a shot, basically. So I'm gonna shoot him broadside as he's walking to Eric here. So Eric's obviously the camera guy filming back towards me. He and I had some hand signals worked out, and as usual, those struggled. The communication struggled to be very efficient. So
Tyler's doing night fever here.
yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I'm doing. Yep. So there he is. You can see him. He is.
It's pretty solid.
He's a big deer. This is a 150s type deer with broken. Both G3s are busted. But Eric gets to practice his rattling a little bit here. Deer's kind of wondering if there's a farmer over there messing with the implement. But he definitely hears it, you know. And I'm like trying to glass Eric to see, you know, if there's any, if he's gonna give me a sign to let me know the deer's coming or whatever. He's a toad, man. Heavy. And so it gets pretty quiet towards the kind of the end of this section right here, towards this, you know, towards sunset. The wind starts to die a little bit, and I actually hear I hear footsteps, and this buck starts working his way across towards Eric at like 50. And so I'm like ranging and fixing to figure out how far he is and pull the trigger, and then I realized that's not the same deer. And you know, long story short, we end up not knowing. Eric wasn't able to keep an eye on him good enough through all the rattling and camera stuff and everything to understand exactly which way he went or what happened to him. The deer did start moving, but he just couldn't really keep an eye on him very well with all this stuff going on. So we're not exactly sure what happened to that deer, but you know, 30 minutes left or so, I went back to the tree, got in the tree, hunted out the last half hour, and trying to kill a deer coming out right here through the bottom left of the
Close
screen.
call tonight. I think we might have seen that buck actually when I got back in the stand. He was like 70 yards. I think it was him, but I didn't get a great look through the binos. He was towards the sun too.
It's kind of just the Colorado fails. KC in
deer.
Oklahoma.
Back up again?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. It's because you didn't film most of your stuff this year, so I didn't get a lot of them on film. It's pretty upbeat. I like it.
Yeah.
That's some good music.
Oh my goodness. That's a big G2s right there, dude.
That is long tines. So we call that deer. Oh, long time.
What's he doing?
Just being weird. Like, it's a real windy day.
Y'all on the
And,
ground, right?
Yeah, we're on the ground, and I've seen deer do this before when it's super windy. They just kind of like stand in one place and don't move, and I think that's what you see how windy it is right here. I don't think he really was doing too much of anything, and that's why I thought we could stalk in on him.
It's towards the end of a pretty hard trip, right?
It is. We worked our tails off this trip. We've been going in for evening hunts, 1.1 miles one way.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, and it's all right when you feel good about it.
Yeah.
I could have been
I just spooked him.
hot and fast. Left my pack with you up there and just
Saw him around the edge of that cedar.
Yeah, that's not the cedar he was standing in front of,
That was
but
a
there's
tough
one
deal.
just like it on the
I
other
didn't know how to
side.
do that
We
really
were like probably 40
Just
yards
go
from him
at
right
it.
there.
Oh,
Man.
wow. You're
Yeah.
just
I didn't
still
realize that.
standing?
Yeah. And then he went over the top of the hill.
He's not super spooked. And these hills he's just gonna go over.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
me
big
being
buck.
optimistic. I tend to be pretty optimistic.
You do.
Even whenever it's not a good idea.
Do you stop at the next hill?
One hill. Wait a second. Is it Christmas already?
It's Christmas
Whoa.
again. This is Christmas in November. Yep.
Okay.
Spot, but I've got a great wind. And if not tonight, I'll be back here in the morning. This spot's been a lot better in the morning.
Good deal. Thanks, Chad.
Thanks for this platform.
Dude looks like I got shot in the throat already. It's a weird old
Yeah, I know,
gouge.
dude. I thought
Yeah.
the same thing, man.
Chris is ready, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, goodness. Oh,
Ooh,
what happened?
clean miss.
Clean miss. We don't get to see it. I guess he
Not
walked
dirty
out of
at
the frame,
all.
huh?
Not dirty one bit. 10 minutes
Wait,
later.
same
what's-
morning, same day?
So he missed.
Christmas morning.
Is it the same buck?
This is Christmas morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Nope, different.
different
Big
buck,
old.
isn't
Whole
it?
new buck.
A big old 7-point.
Tell Santa I want $2 for Christmas.
Yep.
That's right.
That covered about a quarter gallon of gas. $2.
That is a big deer.
Yeah.
Big
Is he gonna
frame.
miss twice?
Is he gonna hit the
I don't know,
T-post?
dude.
probably gonna hit that T-post.
Those are deadly.
Oh, Christmas is over.
Hold up. I thought this was fails.
Oh no.
Is it?
There
Oh,
goes-
it didn't get very much penetration.
It
though.
didn't,
There goes Blitzen.
but he got him.
Oh, Blitzen.
Oh, Blitzen.
He was going, dude.
Poor Blitzen.
Comet
I was
got
gonna
away,
take my
but that
hat off,
Blitzen
I can't
did
get my-
not.
Can't get my hat off. Oh no.
What's the deal?
Is this the third deer? Is that turkey?
I think so.
Oh, he looks like he feels bad.
He's not very healthy.
Pretty low.
He said
Just
pretty
hoping
low.
that I nicked hard.
Tucks in there pretty.
It does, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's weird how that didn't get great penetration. Oh, there he is.
Oh, it worked. I think that deer dropped into it, and that must have hit the offside.
sternum splitter right there.
So, that's cool, man. Chris is so stoked, man.
And does he explain what happened here? Because we kind of know what happened, right? Does he say much about it?
I don't think so, no.
So what happened is Chris just barely ended up nicking the bottom of the heart to the extent of like just enough to make that deer, you know, expire, but it just took a little bit of time.
Yep.
So pretty cool, really. I mean, it's bigger than any East Texas deer I've killed, to tell you the truth. So it's pretty awesome.
It's awesome.
He smoked it. Just, you know, kind of a weird shot. East Texas deer do weird stuff, don't they?
They do.
Man,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
do.
If y'all want to see more of what we do, and maybe even some of our wins as opposed to fails, you should check out the season playlist, because all these hunts and the actual, you know, really successful ones are on there, not just Christmas morning here. So be sure and check that out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't as well.
Yeah. Also remember, this is your element.
Live in it.